This is part 2 to my previous video on vitamin D, and we'll cover more important yet controversial new info. And I'll even demo this home testing kit. Hi, this is LiQWYD, helping you save time with your fitness goals as efficiently and effectively as possible. As I explained last time, immune system health is a massive priority for everyone right now and going forwards. I keep seeing stories that research scientists are puzzled why some populations are more affected than others by COVID-19. I received a comment about skin tone risks on my LinkedIn post, suggesting it could be linked with low vitamin D levels. Now, obviously, I'm not a scientist,
Great Scott.
but I do follow several online, especially the work of Dr. Rhonda Patrick. Here's a clip from one of her most recent interviews.
Your body can generate naturally if you're exposed to the sun on a daily basis.
Yes.
That's the best way to get it.
It is. But the problem is that we don't go outside anymore. And,
Especially now.
Yeah,
with this
especially now.
lockdown.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now more than ever. But
And what
even
a terrible recipe, right? Vitamin D deficiency is what makes it worse. And then you're staying inside, so you're not getting any vitamin D.
I take 5,000 IUs in the morning from this supplement, and then an extra 2,000 IUs from this multivitamin later on. 7,000 IUs seems like a lot, but I did some genetic testing back in 2014, and I have a gene mutation
Because of these.
that means I'm not very efficient at raising my blood levels of vitamin D. So everyone's different.
people with darker skin, people from maybe Africa or India or South Asia, they're more equatorial regions. They're closer, closer to the equator, and there's more UVB radiation throughout the year. And so as a protective mechanism to not get burned, you have melanin, which protects you, right? The problem is that melanin also blocks your ability to produce vitamin D. But if you're out in the sun all the time, in a place where you're getting UVB radiation, it's not a problem.
Well, this is the very reason why people in places like Scotland and England have such pale skin.
Exactly.
Because it's cloudy all the time, so your body sort of develops its own ability to absorb more vitamin D.
Exactly. So what happens when you take what happens when you take a person from South Asia, from India, from Africa, and you put them in Sweden or in Minnesota or in the UK? And a place where UVB radiation doesn't hit most of the year, and you don't give them a supplement. What happens is they become severely vitamin D deficient.
If you have a pale skin tone, categorised as Fitzpatrick 1 or 2, I'm sure you're concerned about the links between being in the sun and melanoma. Sales of sunscreen over the past few decades have massively increased, and unfortunately, in becoming overcautious, we've thrown the baby out with the bathwater. I'll explain more in an upcoming video about the melanoma link with vegetable oils and why you should steer well clear of them. So here's a recap of the best ways to get your vitamin D. Number 1, the sun. Number 2, a supplement. Number 3, food. The form of vitamin D you get from plants is called D2, which isn't as effective as D3 that you get from animal foods, such as eggs. But the chickens laying those eggs have to be genuinely free range, roaming outside in sunlight and eating their natural diet. If you like mushrooms though, they can be pretty good. And here's a bonus mushroom tip. If you leave them outside in the sun, they soak up UVB rays like a sponge, and it boosts the amount of vitamin D2 that they generate. So here's that home testing kit I ordered from Medichecks for £40. This video isn't sponsored by them, and other tests are available. It's just a simple painless blood draw. And then you send it off in the post to get results back in a few days. I'll post my results in the comments section. One last thing, when you're getting enough vitamin D, you boost the amount of calcium that you absorb. Vitamin K2, which is very different to K1, is important to make sure that this extra calcium goes into your bones. So if vitamin D is so important for immune health, why doesn't everyone know this already? And why isn't this being shouted from the rooftops, especially now we're several months into this pandemic? Now, I don't want to get political here, but I've posted a link to a compelling theory from independent experts if you'd like to know more. As before, please share this with anyone you think would benefit. And if you've got any questions, you could send me a direct message or post a comment below. Thank you for watching and stay safe. Like clockwork. Like clockwork. Number 1, the sun. Number 2, food. Number 3, supplement. No, that's wrong. Number 3, food. Number 2, food. And here's a bonus mushroom tip. Oh dear.